Well, it was a long, cold winter, but spring is finally here and actually feels a little bit more like summer. It's a good thing in a lot of ways, but that does mean that my cold season crops are really struggling in this heat. So in today's video, I'm going to show you what I do about that. Hey guys, welcome back to another Slightly Rednecked video. Again, my name is Chris. If you're not familiar with this channel, I help you to produce your own meat, eggs, and vegetables from your backyard, your balcony, your deck, your garage, or heck, even a spare room in your house if that's the way you want to do it. What we're looking at right here is my cauliflower and my broccoli, and you can see some of it is really struggling. I mean, it's just laying over, looking like it's about to die. And mostly that's because we've gone from freezing temperatures about 2 weeks ago to now we hit spring, and in southwest Missouri there's not much of a spring. You pretty much go right into summer. I mean, it's 85 degrees and sunny today. So beautiful weather in a lot of ways, but it does mean these things really struggle in that heat. Anything over about 80 degrees with that sun beating down on them, they're going to shrivel up like this and look pretty sickly. So what I've done is I've added some shade to shade these plants out here, and I'll take you around. I'll show you kind of how this is set up. But these are my hoop houses, or my low tunnels that I had set up for cold season crops, and they just double duty as holding up the shade cloth, which is old bed sheets right now. I don't have any shade cloth here, but here's the thing is that the way this is set up, and again, I'll take you around and show you from a different angle here in just a second. These are in full sun right now, and I just set these up, so it hasn't really got a chance to work very well for them. But the ones down on the end are shaded right now. Now in the morning time, as the sun's coming up and it rises and it comes over the top this way, then those down there will be shaded, or excuse me, these down here will be shaded, and those down there will be in the sun, and then as the sun moves across the sky, the shade will move over the rest of them. So they'll still get full sun, but they're only going to get full sun for a little while, and then they'll be in the shade the rest of the time, and this will really help these out. What happens is that, like nighttime when the sun goes down below the horizon, this plant will perk back up and it's going to do just fine. It's been sitting in the sun all day long and it just can't handle that heat, so it looks pretty sickly right now. Let me take you around and show you how this is set up real quick. All right, from here I think you can see that this is just an old bed sheet. It's a Garfield bed sheet. It's a poor man's shade cloth, and it doesn't really let any sun through. It does provide shade, and you can see underneath where the shade line is, right along there. But again, these are set up. That direction is east. This, the direction this way is west. So they're set up east to west. So as the sun comes up, it comes over the top, and that's where the shade is going to move back and forth on these guys, and that'll help them out quite a bit. Let me take you over and show you like my cabbage and things. All right, hopefully you can see this pretty well. You can see this plant out here in the full sun right here. This is a Brussels sprout. It really doesn't look so good. It's kind of shriveled up a little bit because it's been in full sun all day. But these over here that are already shaded, they're already perking back up and looking pretty good. So, that's really what the shade's going to do for them. And you can see the same thing with the cabbage. I got one right over here on the side that's looking pretty sickly. I think it'll perk back up once the sun goes down just a little bit, and this shade should help it out going forward. This one right here looks pretty good. It's in the shade. And there's one over here right there that looks like I've lost. I don't think it's going to make it. I think the sun did it in, combined with the hard frost that we had a couple of weeks ago. Now, something else I want to show you, this is my spinach right here. It does not struggle nearly as bad in the heat as the other stuff does. Neither does the romaine lettuce. It's just, I think it's off camera. I don't think you can see it, but it all does just fine. The thing I'm going to have to worry about with these is that this heat's going to make it want to bolt. It's going to make it want to go to seed, so it'll shoot up seed stalks. But I plan on using all this up pretty quick, so it really isn't going to be a problem for me. All right, so as you can tell, it's incredibly hard to grow this stuff in the spring because we do go from very cold temperature to very hot temperature in almost no time whatsoever. Not nearly enough time for all this stuff to mature, but it can be done if you just add a little bit of shade to these guys. Honestly, I should have got this shade on them a lot earlier. They'd be doing a lot better, but life gets in the way, and I didn't get to it till today. But these actually are much easier crops to grow, like your cauliflower, your broccoli, your Brussels sprouts, your cabbage, those cool season crops. In my part of the world, in southwest Missouri, they're much easier to grow those in the fall than they are in the winter because you do have that much longer extended period of mild temperature where it goes from hot summer into cool, and it doesn't really get into freezing temperatures generally until, you know, late November, maybe early December, somewhere right around in there. And even if it does, it's usually not an extended period of freeze. So if you just provide a little bit of protection, you can usually get this stuff grown pretty good in the fall. You know, I did push it and tried to get this stuff growing in the spring. We'll see how it does with a little bit of shade provided to it, and I'll keep you guys updated. This is part of my Seed to Harvest series, so if you know, I'm taking everything from when I planted them as seed all the way through the harvest. So if you are brand new to gardening, excuse me, keep following this channel, and I will make sure that you have a great harvest. Thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, God bless.